Kia ora, Donette.
Kia ora.
Thank you for having us here at the Hati Ngati Cafe in the middle of Ruatoria, and one of our treasured digital wings hubs. So I was just wanting you to tell me a bit about what goes on here and what sort of difference having technology in your cafe has made for your community.
So when you say what goes on here, or just about the computers?
Everything.
Oh, what goes on here? Well, I've been 2 years here, and although we started with a cafe, this has actually been a 10-year dream for me, this cafe. And I wanted to, what I found, what I believed anyway, having lived in this community, is that there wasn't a space where we could just do different things, you know, outside of the marae's. And it's quite, and marae's are specific. Anyway, so I knew I wanted to have a cafe, and I wanted to have a space where we could do extracurricular community activities. So when we opened up, I knew I wanted a cafe. I wanted an internet aspect of the cafe, because when I was in the city, whenever I'd return to the cities, I loved that anywhere I went, I always had accessibility online. So I knew I was starting with just the Wi-Fi, anybody could use their phones on. Thank yous all. Money to say, hey, we've got some computers, so we built the whole space for the computers. He gave 6, but we only had ports to take 4. We didn't have, there was this other program with Computers at Home who came through the coast, through REAP, and I asked them if they could upgrade our ports so we could put more computers around, because you can fit 8 there. When they came and had a look, it was going to be quite a costly exercise, so they sort of pulled out at the last. So how it was supposed to work was they were going to come and run their classes for an hour, because we've got a pretty big space here, use the computers that were already here and then add some laptops to it. But I don't understand all that side of it, and it was going to be a costly exercise, so we didn't go down that track, and it's always remained at the 4 basically. Anyway, the people who use the 4 computers are students, kids around here. Not really the high school so much, but definitely the primary school. Primary school uses the high school, they come and use the free Wi-Fi on their phones and everything else. But the young kids will come in, especially during the school holidays, and get on the computers. And they usually play games and that sort of stuff. Another market was our pakeke, because when the bank closed, they all had to move to online banking. So I'd run the banks to see if they'd come up and take some lessons, you know, to teach our pakeke how, especially down at because the RSA, those growers down there had asked if they, Don, can you, was a tono from there, organise for them to come and show us what to do and how to do it on the computer. So that was done through, we tono to senior net as well, but senior net wouldn't, we're quite rural, so nobody wants to come up into the rural areas. And then, but I was also trying to get TV screens and stuff so we can, you know, you can be taught through, if they're not going to come down here, then we'll just use the internet to zoom them in or whatever to teach. Kia ora. And then, but the only other ones I see who also use it is the, probably my age group and they usually come to pay their bills online and that sort of stuff. They'll just come down and sit there, or maybe catch up with emails or Facebook, all that sort of stuff.
So quite varied use, really.
Yeah, it is. It's quite varied use. But I was really hoping we could start doing some classes. So my daughter trained as a coder, and she was, this is what our long-term thing, we were trying to work out a way that, anyway, the youth could start doing some of those. I saw this program down in Gisborne called Mind Lab, and I thought, we need something like that up the coast, because these kids are different to us, so they're quite digital savvy. This is like their first language. It's our 3rd, 4th, 5th, but it's their first language. So I thought, oh well, if we just utilise their knowledge and then expand on it. And the reason I was looking at coding is because my daughter's a coder. I thought it'd be really neat if she could start teaching them Anyway, some of those things haven't fruited yet. Everything in this business takes time. You've got to put a whole host of other things in place before you get to the next stage and stuff. But we had always planned, because we've got more room at the back, that we wanted to set one room up with computers and with whiteboards, and I'll show you some of the rooms after. And we've got, the boardroom is like that. It's set up with an HDMI cord, so we don't you can just plug your computer to it. And I wanted the second room to be set up the same way, but we wanted computers straight down the middle so that they can be learning through Zoom or through whiteboards and all of that. One hat. Anyway, it was about making it more accessible for everyone. But outside of those stuff, we've got different, we're about to start the chess club up in here for kids. So there's other extracurricular stuff that we do. I've had line dancers. They've been involved with us since I first opened. They come every Wednesday from 11 to 1. That's our kuia kaumata, and we have an annual hoedown every year. And then land meetings, they come in here. Those ones, now land meetings, we've had New Zealand lamb, beef and lamb, they all use the internet and stuff. They need to use the computers when they're coming in here for wheeze. The MPI, they've had wheeze here. The Teachers Registration Board, they've come in and have wheezy, so it's a place, I suppose, because they can access this all at their schools. But I think what we provide here is that it's an independent space to it being at a particular school or a particular marae or where some of us get a bit precious about, oh no, that's there. It's like neutral ground. And I had that in mind right at the beginning, was they must be able to be connected with the outside world.
Yeah. So what I'd like to be able to do in a minute is go through some of the potential funding options that you might be able to pursue. So thank you, that's been a wonderful overview.
Awesome.